Hello, very good evening to you and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of England against Slovakia in the round of 16. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and I'm pleased to have alongside me Paul James. Paul, a very good afternoon to you. This is a crucial game for both sides.
Yes, good afternoon, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, for England, they've got to start performing. Right now, they've been performing very, very badly. That's picked up a win against Serbia, but a disappointing 0-0 draw against Slovenia. This Slovakia side is extremely well organised, so England are going to have to be at their best today. The records are in favour of England. I mean, they've played Slovakia 6 times since they've been an independent nation. And England have won 5 and drawn 1. They have not yet lost to Slovakia.
That's right, but Slovakia are a side not to be underestimated. They beat Belgium in their opening. They beat Belgium in the opening in their first game, and despite their draw. And despite their subsequent loss and draw, they were able to progress through to the round of 16 because of the points they scored, being in among the third place team, and plus they had a goal advantage over Ukraine. Anyone in the Slovakia camp stand out for you?
Well, if you take a look at Slovakia's team, they've got some pretty decent players. Obviously, Martin Dubravka is a very solid goalkeeper. He's proven himself with the Newcastle team, so we know that he's very capable. Of course, they've had goals from. They've had 2 from Ivan Schranz. He's on a yellow card though, so they have to be careful today. But he scored 2 of their 3 goals. So the other being Andre Duda, who got the other goal. So they're more or less, I don't think there's any superstars on this team, and that's what makes them so good. There's no individual superstars. They just work collectively well as a team. They're organised. They know what they're doing. England, well, of course, you can pick out all kinds of superstars from England's lineup. But I think if I was to compare the 2 teams side by side, I would argue that Slovakia have played better than England in their group games versus what England has in theirs.
Yes. I would have to say that Slovakia have played a lot more consistently than England. But of course, we've also got to remember is that they faced each other at Euro 2016 in the group stage, where they drew 0-0, and in fact, 4 of the current players for both sides actually featured in that game.
Yeah, it's that was another disappointing Euros for England, wasn't it? Going out to Iceland in the second round, but this time they have. I think they've got a much better team on paper this time. England. I do think they'll win, but I think they'll have to play. In order to do that, they'll have to play a lot better than what they've been playing.
England certainly need to up their game. So we're now going to go through the lineups, starting with England, with Jordan Pickford in goal, then followed by Kyle Walker, John Stones, Mark Gay, Kieran Trippier, Kobbie Mainoo in place of Conor Gallagher, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, and the captain Harry Kane. For Slovakia, it's Martin Dubravka in goal, then David Pansko, Milan Skriniar, Denis Varo, Peter Dekarik, Andre Duda, Stanislav Lobotska, Juraj Kucka, Lukasz Hraslin, David Strelec, and Ivan Schranz. The players now making their way out of the tunnel and onto the pitch, and they are to gather just before the national anthems. England are in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and Slovakia are playing 4-3-3. So both sets of fans looking outwards onto the pitch. The England fans being very vocal, as one might expect, and the players are now gathering around the centre of the pitch for the national anthems, and momentarily we shall have the first national anthems, and that will be the national anthem of Slovakia. So that was the national anthems, which apparently didn't come out at all. But back to the here and now, and if you're a brave man, Paul, you said that England would win. How many goals do you think England will score to Slovakia?
Well, if we stick to the way England are currently playing right now, I'd say 1-0. But I think I can see them getting the job done 2-0 today.
Do you think Gareth Southgate's made the right decision to put Kobbie Mainoo on the pitch?
Well, I think it's something that people have been calling for a long time. He's had a very good season with Manchester United, and he's a very adept in that holding midfield role. I actually think it's the right decision by Gareth Southgate to bring in Kobbie Mainoo. And he's got attacking options on the bench, of course, as Gareth Southgate. He's got an array of attacking options, some of which he's barely used in this tournament, which I'm really surprised at. But we may see some of them today.
Yes, we just might. You said for Slovakia that Duda could be one of the standout players, as well as Ivan Šranc. Would you also say that David Strelec could be one to look out for as well?
Could be, but like I say, I don't look at Slovakia and I don't see many individual stars with them. I see them collectively working well as a team. I think that's how they overcame Belgium. They made Belgium look pretty silly, if I'm being honest. It was a really good performance. They managed to get a draw against a good Romanian team, so we'll see.
Yes, that's right. So going through quickly with England, so it's Pickford in goal, then Trippier, Gay, Stones and Walker in defence, Rice and Mainoo in midfield. They're ahead of them, Foden, Bellingham and Saka, with Kane, the lone striker. That was the explanation of the 4-2-3-1 formation. Slovakia, as I mentioned earlier, in 4-3-3. Dubravka in goal, Hansko, Skriniar, Vavro and Pekarik in defence. Duda, Lobotka and Kucha in midfield. The three forwards are Hraslin, Strelec and Šranc. Strelec and Šranc have worked really well together during the group stage. As Paul says, Slovakia work collectively very well as a team. Jordan Pickford, he needs to be on his best form today to try and keep the goals down because Slovakia are not, because as we mentioned, Slovakia are known for not being afraid of anyone. They could cause a nasty upset. It'll be Slovakia to kick us off. And we are underway for this round of 16 match between England and Slovakia. And a few seconds in, Harry Kane heading the ball away. But Slovakia are able to pick us up. Slovakia wearing all blue, England all white. Slovakia playing from right to left, and England playing from left to right. So it's the captain Skriniar sending the ball forward towards David Hansko. Gareth Southgate looking on, very calm inside the stands, and it's Mark Gay with the ball. Passes down wing to John Stones. Now back towards Gay, although that looked like Kutzka that looked like Kutzka from behind. It's ended up with Jordan Pickford in any case, and Pickford clears the ball out towards the captain Kane. Kane almost losing it, but just about keeps it under control for England. So the ball's still with England. It's Kieran Trippier currently, and Trippier passes to Gay. John Stones now both sides, and we've just gone a minute 20 into this. Paul, would you say that both of them are currently sort of sizing each other up, trying to feel each other out?
Yeah, it's at the moment England just trying to keep possession early on, perhaps trying to pass Slovakia out of their shape. This is very much like England. They'll keep possession, but they generally don't go anywhere with it at the moment. But early days, if they're feeling each other out, and we'll just see what happens.
Yes, we certainly shall. Slovakia regain the ball through Ondrej Duda. It's Duda up the wing to Petr Pekarik. Throw into England, quickly taken by Trippier towards Declan Rice. Rice passing to John Stones. Stones towards Kyle Walker, and passing to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham running up towards the field. He passes to Saka. Now back down to Kyle Walker, and Walker crossing up the wing to Kieran Trippier. Trippier to Phil Foden, Phil Foden to Declan Rice. Anyway, John Stones. Now Declan Rice again. Passing back to Jude Bellingham. Though Bellingham is under pressure from Lobotka. It's Lobotka, but Lobotka I think has gone down, and a yellow card being cautioned against it was either Trippier or Gay. It was in fact Mark Gay, and that yellow card pretty much justified, and that was actually on Strelec. I do apologise, but Paul, you have to say that challenge was rather reckless.
It was reckless and worthy of a yellow card, but of course what it does mean now is that Gay misses the quarter-final should England get there.
That is bad news. That could be bad news that could well be bad news for England. Free kick to Slovakia, and that will be taken by Ondrej Duda. Skriniar backs away. Duda raises his arm, takes the free kick, and missed by Strelec. He cannot believe it. Very close to causing an upset, but I think he might have been deflected. But I think he might have been caught out by Kyle Walker.
Well, it looks like both of them go for it, Nick. That is also Kuchka getting involved as well there with Strelec. And they both went for it, and in the end they both missed it. But what an opportunity that was for Slovakia.
England have the ball once again, but conceded to Slovakia, and it's now with the captain Skriniar. Skriniar down the field, I should say. I couldn't see who was passing it to. It looked like England were trying to take it back, but right here and now it's with Lucas Raslin. Raslin passing quickly to Hansko, but but the ball does not go. But the ball does not go where he wants it to, and you have to say, Paul, Slovakia are getting closer and closer.
Yes, I mean that really was fall asleep time for England. Look, he picked Harassland picks it up down the right. Down the left hand side. He plays a short ball. Excuse me. Nobody's picking up Hanko, and he plays the ball across the penalty area. And all it takes is for somebody to gamble on that, run towards the goal, push yourself towards the goal. Good things happen when you put the ball on goal and you've got players around that area that can tap the ball in. That is another opportunity for Slovakia. England have had a wake-up call early on here.
I should say they have, but it doesn't look. I should say they have, but they haven't been responding to it as well as their fans would have hoped. But it's Kyle Walker currently. He's crossing to Bukayo Saka. Nice long-range cross by the defender. It's Saka currently. Just passes swiftly to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham passes to Kobbie Mainoo. Now back to Bukayo Saka. Saka dancing around the edge of the box. Straight to Mainoo. Now Saka. Can he find an opening? Swiftly halted by the Slovakia defence. And now the ball is back with Haraslin. But a yellow card has been drawn out again. And this time it's for Bukayo Saka. Something must have happened. Something must have happened. I'll try and work it out in a moment. But according to JB, one of our contributors, the referee is a joke. But I don't see anything funny about the way Kobbie Mainoo stepped onto that player's foot.
No, it's a yellow card. You've got to be very careful when you do that with your studs as well, because I think he tried to pull out a little bit, but it's if you do that, you're going to go into the referee's notebook.
Yeah, bit clumsy by Bukayo Saka. I don't think he meant to do it on purpose. But 7 minutes in, it's still England 0, Slovakia 0. And the ball now being passed to the goalkeeper, Dubravka. Though Foden looked like he was going to try and nick it, as it were. But Slovakia still able to regain control. It's Haraslin. And he passes quickly up the wing to David Strelec. It's Strelec. Crossing to, I couldn't see who, but it's now back with Haraslin. Good defending by England. Slovakia have another go, but again, it just misses the post. Very unfortunate for Slovakia. I'll try and work out who it is that tried to go for the shots. It might have been Kuchka, but
Haraslin. Haraslin, if I pronounced that right.
Oh, sorry, Haraslin. But again, England are starting to put themselves on the back foot a lot more.
Well, again, it was another good ball into the box, but there's nobody gambling again on that. But just going back to Saka's play earlier on, having covered Arsenal all season long, I can tell you that is what Saka is capable of, running at defences. And we need to see more of that from England and from Saka to create more opportunities. We haven't seen as much as I personally haven't seen as much as I thought that Saka is capable of in this tournament yet, but that was a good run by him.
Yes, that was certainly a good run by him, and England will need to produce more runs like that if they are to get in front. And the ball now being played towards that looked like Kieran Trippier. It was, but Trippier's shot was too powerful. The ball was headed nowhere. I think his timing was poor and erratic, and he just got caught up in the Slovakian defensive sandwich.
Well, he had a little bit of space there, did Trippier. England wanted somebody else in that position. Someone like Bellingham or Kane in that position at that time. But it was a good opportunity for England. A lot of space there for him to take a shot, or if he wanted to even bring it down and run with it.
Yes, indeed. It's Ivan Šranc currently for Slovakia, and I think he's just passed to Koska or Haraslin, but the ball has been conceded to Saka. It's now with Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo Passes swiftly to Declan Rice. Now Jude Bellingham. It's Bellingham to Phil Foden. Foden passing to Kieran Trippier. Now back to Foden. Down the wing it goes. Down the wing it goes. Now it ends up with John Stones. It's Stones to Bukayo Saka. Saka, Mainu. Mainu tries to hold on. He does. Passes to Bellingham and Kane. It's Kane with the ball. Now Kyle Walker. Could this be the chance for England to get in front? Headed swiftly deflected away by Slovakia, but it's now back with England. Trippier to Declan Rice. Mainu. Good teamwork to pass to Kyle Walker. Saka finds it. Saka is open. The ball reaches his feet. Now passes back to Kyle Walker. Now Mainu. Rice. But that is, I think, the closest England have come to a shot at goal. Have come to a shot at goal. Not even remotely close, but a good effort nonetheless.
Well, it's a good build-up play by England. Has been the last two approaches they've made towards goal. But at the moment, I think with England, they just need to press more. They're giving Slovakia too much time on the ball at the moment, and they've had the opportunity to create a few chances. So I think England just need to press a little bit more right now.
Yes, they certainly do. But Slovakia are pressing for it. The goal is open, saved by Pickford, and that was a really superb effort by Lukáš Rašlín. But Slovakia are still hungry for it. But England have managed to take it away, and I think that's Duda that has gone down. But great effort by Lukáš Rašlín.
Oh, it was absolutely outstanding. Just look at where he picks up the ball here in the midfield from Duda. And he just goes away with this. He's away. He's onside. He's been played onside by Gay. And there's three England players there that don't get close enough. It's scrambled away from Pickford with the shot. Looks like the deflection just takes it away from Jordan Pickford. It's good work by Trippier in the end, getting his foot on that. But again, Slovakia come close. And again, England aren't closing them down quickly enough.
Free kick given to Slovakia. They need to make this one. They need to make this one count. And it will be. And it looks like it'll. And it looks like it'll be Duda that will take. Looks like it'll be Duda to take the free kick. No, in fact, it's Rašlín, but cleared out by England in any case. And Slovakia retake the ball, and that looked like an England player went down. And I think that's Kuchka. That gets the yellow card. I can't make out at the moment which England player went down, but Kuchka clearly voicing his objections. But that yellow card is well deserved, and it was on Kieran Trippier. He shouldn't have done that.
Well, he went through the side of him to win the ball. He did win the ball, but he went through the player first, and usually that will get you a yellow card.
So just over 13 minutes have been played. Currently, England 0, Slovakia 0 at the Arena auf Schalke in Gelsenkirchen, and the ball was I think being played towards Bukayo Saka, but snaffled away by Slovakia. Throw in to England. The ball thrown to Kobbie Mainoo. It's now with Kyle Walker. Walker swiftly passes to John Stones. It's Stones to Mark Yea. Remember, he misses the next match should England go through. Ball now still with I think that's Trippier. Trippier back to Stones. Stones again passes to Gay. Now it's Declan Rice back to Stones. England concentrating very hard. They're not giving the ball away too quickly. But Phil Foden has lost the ball and I think he might have just been clipped on the foot by Jarek Kuchka but he appears to be all right. So we'll say no more about it.
He was just clipped there by Kuchka.
But he's fine. So no harm done. as they say. John Stones passes down the wing to Walker. Now back to Stones. Stones now crossing. No, I mean playing the ball forward, I should say, to, I think that might have been Trippier. It's Gay to Kobe Mainu. Now back to Stones. Stones needs to find a gap, but he swiftly passes to Kyle Walker. Walker. Now Stones. Stones to Declan Rice. Now back to Stones. Stones again passes to Rice and passes to Pickford in goal. Gay. Long ball to Trippier. Now Foden. Back towards Mark Gay though. Gay to John Stones. Stones. Long range. That's a long cross, but Bukayo Saka was too far. But Bukayo Saka was too far away, and it has conceded a throw-in to Slovakia. It'll be Hanchko to take the throw, but they almost lose it to England. But it's Raslin currently with the ball, but he gets tangled up and he's fouled. I think that might have been by Jude Bellingham. Indeed, it is, and. The ref and looks like the Slovakian captain's trying to get his own points in, Skriniar, but Bellingham receives the yellow card in any case. He might have said a few words, but he calmed down quickly. And how do you see this one?
Well, he tries to win the ball, but he just completely. It's a forwards challenge, isn't it? And he catches him. But the thing is, he's aware there is Harashlin. He's aware. So I can understand why the referee might have given that as a yellow card. Because he's on his way there and he gets caught like that. So for me, I'm 50-50 on that one.
Bit of a questionable decision by the referee, but Slovakia. Meantime, now have the ball. It's Lobotska to Pekarik. Pekarik now passes to the captain Skriniar. It's Skriniar for Slovakia, holding off Kobe Mainu very well. And now it goes down to David Hanchko. Hanchko, Skriniar, back to Hanchko. Hanchko now plays the ball to Denis Vavro. It's Vavro to Skriniar. Skriniar was aiming for Hanchko, but Kyle Walker read that like a book, and he was able to pick, and he picked that, and he was able to salvage the situation very well indeed. England still have the ball. It's now with Jude Bellingham. Bellingham passes to Kyle Walker. What can he do? Walker passes to Stones. Stones back to Walker. Walker down the wing to Bukayo Saka. It's Saka with the ball, but he has to concede and passes to Mainu, or should I say pass back, which he does. Anyway, it's Mainu to Walker. Lovely cross, but it doesn't go. Where Trippier wants it. So I think he might have been tackled, but England take advantage of the throw in. It's Mainu for England. Now Bukayo Saka. Saka receives the ball once again. He's around the edge of the 18-yard box. Tries to find an opening. Quickly passes to Declan Rice. Now Phil Foden. Foden to Trippier. Now back with Declan Rice. Rice was aiming for Bellingham, but headed away by Skriniar. Great header by the Slovakian captain. But England aren't done yet, and they conceded to Slovakia. Just as I say this, and that looked to me as though it was Kuchkar that went down. Kuchkar can't get up. and play will have to be stopped. And Declan Rice was coming over to see if he was okay. I think Declan Rice got tangled up with him, but the fact that he went over to check on him has to be commendable.
Yeah, I think it's obviously there was no intention there from Declan Rice. It was 50-50. It's one of those, isn't it? It's 50-50 and Kucha gets caught. It looked painful, I'll say that, but it was 50-50, and that's really why no free kick was given.
Yes, but the fact that camaraderie between nations does exist is very heartwarming. We're almost 20 and a half minutes in. It's still England 0, Slovakia 0 at the Arena of Schalke in Gelsenkirchen. You're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones, and Paul James. It is currently a cloudy and overcast day in this part of Germany. No hints of the rain or thunderstorms as was experienced yesterday. It's Saka, but he gives the ball away to Duda. Now it's back with England. Again, snaffled away rapidly by John Stones. Stones quickly passing up the wing to I think that's Foden. Yes, it is. It's Foden to Mainu. Mainu quickly passes down to Kyle Walker. Now back to Mainu. Mainu up the wing to Kieran Trippier. It was actually Trippier, not Foden. Rice to Mark Gay. Mark Gay to John Stones. Now back to Gay. Gay. Rice, and the ball being played forward to Phil Foden. He just about almost gets it, I should say, from Vavro, but Vavro was able to control things. But given away to England as I speak, it's Jude Bellingham in the 18-yard box. Now Phil Foden, but Saka just couldn't get to him. Foden went down inside the box, shouts for a penalty. The referee says no, and how do you sum this situation up?
Well, it starts with the turnover here. This is good play by England. Bellingham gets into the penalty area really, really well. Now, that's not a penalty. That would be ridiculous to give that as a penalty. Andre Duda it was that collided with Phil Foden, and eventually the cross comes in, and Kane heads it onto the back of Kucha. It's an England corner, but again, it's good build-up play by England. But I think the final ball may just be lacking at the moment.
Yes, it certainly might be. It'll be Kieran Trippier to take the corner for England. England have just got to find that final moment where they can head it in, but they can't. And great defending by Slovakia, and a poorly timed corner, you would have to say, Paul.
Wasn't the best delivery, was it? But it came back out onto the edge of the area to Mainu. Struck it first time. I mean, okay, it was over, but it wasn't a million miles away. It was a really good effort. That perhaps England ought to be doing that a little bit more in this tournament, getting those opportunities on the edge of the area and taking the advantage on having a shot.
England's backs are up against the wall, and some teams perform at their best when they're cornered, but England just haven't seemed to found that sweet spot yet. It's still Slovakia it's Slovakia with the ball at the moment. It's Lobotka to Hrasli. Now back to Lobotka forwards it to, passes it back down to Skriniar. Now Vavro crossing to, I think that's Strelec. But anyway, Slovakia have the chance, and straight in it goes through Ivan Šranc. Slovakia were threatening, but you did say, Paul, they would catch England napping. They certainly have. and we could, and like in the game with Belgium, Slovakia could be on to causing a nasty upset.
Well, this is the first time England's fallen behind in this tournament, so it'll be interesting to see what their response is. But to be honest, it's really like I said earlier. They were caught out again at the back here. Now just look at this. Well, who was marking Schranz? There's two of them there, and then neither of them are picking them. Neither of them are picking them up. It's, to be honest with you, it's just not good enough. You're talking about world-class players here. World-class players. And this is dreadful defending. And they're going to give Jordan Pickford a stroke at this rate.
Yes. Well, I hope he doesn't literally have a stroke, but in the metaphorical sense, I do understand what you mean. So after 20, so wonderful score in the 25th minute. Can Slovakia Slovakia need to capitalize on this for as much as possible? But there's a situation inside the goal area. Some people are taking advantage to have a bit of a drink. Something is going on. I can't see what. And I think Mark Gay must, and I think it might be to do with Mark Gay. Has he hurt his shoulder or something? Let's take a look at this and try and make sense of it all. I think he ran into Kuchko, but he might have hurt his shoulder in the process.
Well, I hope it's not a dislocation. It doesn't look like it. He's moving it all right, but if it's a dislocation, then that is going to be incredibly bad for England, because that will put him out really long term. JB's made some comments in here. Southgate out. Southgate has not got a clue. I have to be honest. Some of Southgate's decision making in this tournament have been very, very questionable, Nick. Very questionable. And he seems to have turned players who like Foden and Saka, who rip defenders apart week in, week out. He seems to have turned, I don't know what he said to them, but he's turned them from world-class, fantastic players into average players during this tournament. It's quite an achievement, I suppose.
Yes, but it's not a commendable one. You're saying, but despite that, England are in front in terms of ball possession. They've had 3 attempts, none on target. Slovakia have had 4 attempts on goal, but the one on target, which it mattered. England will have to kind of play a bit more defensively and then find openings when it matters.
Yeah, I mean, I think England just need to be a bit more adventurous. They just need to use Saka and Foden more. And Southgate needs to say to Saka and Foden, do what you do best. Run at defenders. Take on these defenders. Get past them. Create opportunities with this world-class passing and creative ability that both of these players have. And then England will look like the side that they should look like, not the side that they actually are. And this is coming from a Germany fan. I am telling you, if England do not start doing that, they are going to go nowhere. They have to play better. They have to be more forthright in their attacking.
You say they're world class. You say they're world class. They're playing more like League Two players at the moment. Anyway, Declan Rice passing swiftly to Phil Foden, who we must congratulate on the birth of his 3rd child. And the ball is now back with John Stones. It's Stones to Kyle Walker. Now back to Stones. Stones crossing down the wing to Bukayo Saka, but almost taken by Slovakia. England regain it through Jude Bellingham. It's Bellingham. Crossings to Saka. Now Saka needs to do what he does best, but he cannot. But he just cannot find the space in which to do so. It's Walker with the throw in to Bellingham. Now it's with John Stones back to Bellingham, and Bellingham crosses to, I think that's Kieran Trippier. Now Phil Foden, but swiftly taken by Ivan Schranz. And Schranz, amazing in the group, amazing in the group stage as one of the collective players, but the Slovakian fans will surely be hoping to see more of him throughout this game.
That's his third goal of the tournament. That makes him the joint leading scorer.
Wow, I never thought of that. So I think that will put that bit more extra pressure on him as England get ready to take another throw, courtesy of Kieran Trippier. Trippier throws to Mark Gay. Gay now finds John Stones. Stones down the wing to Walker. Now back to Stones. Stones passes back to Gay. Now it's with Kieran Trippier. Trippier passes back to Gay. Stones. Jude Bellingham. Bellingham did well to hold off that Slovakian player when he swiftly passes to Bukayo Saka, but Saka had to pass back to Bellingham. It's Mainu. Bellingham now playing the ball forwards towards Bukayo Saka. Saka was aiming for Phil Foden, but Foden was too far, was too far behind the ball. Trippier does really well to keep it inside the line. It's Kane crossing to Saka, but Saka misses. No matter how close England get, they just keep missing those opportunities. And if things carry on as the way they are just going to fall further and further behind.
Well, you see the ball in here from Kane towards the back post. He's looking for Saka. It's just over his head. Again, it's a final ball for England when they come forward. Their build-up play is okay. It's a final ball in the end. And they have goal-scoring capability on the bench. You know who I'd like to see on the pitch for England before this game is over? I'd like to see Ivan Toney on the pitch.
Well, whether he comes on or not remains to be seen. But currently, after just over 32 minutes, it's England 0, Slovakia 1. As Walker passes, Stones passes to Gay. Now back to Stones. Stones. Gay wants more. Now it's with Trippier and Foden. Tries to play it forward to Rice, but cut out by Slovakia. Good teamwork between Kuchka and Lobotska, I think. It's Mainu. Probably Mainu for England. Now the ball quickly passed to, I think that's Declan Rice, but Rice forwards it to Bukayo Saka, and Saka loses it to David Hansko. It's Hansko. I think he quickly passed to Kuchka, but England were able to hold him off. Now the ball is back with Kane for England, and Kane passes to Rice. Trippier. Now Foden. Foden passes to Bellingham. Back to Trippier. Foden again. Or should I say Bellingham? It's Bellingham inside the 18-yard box, and that was a really poor setup. Despite the good build-up from England, they just can't find the sweet spot when they need to.
It's a good piece of defending by Pekaric, though. Look at this. He gets his foot in there, and that stops an important cross going into the 6-yard box. Good work by Pekaric.
Corner to England. They need whether they'll will this be a better corner from them? And Kane almost heads it in, but it goes over the crossbar. Great defending by Slovakia in any case.
Yeah, Vavro this time. Look at this. Just gets there in front of Kane. Again, an excellent piece of defending by this hard-working Slovakian team.
Another corner as we speak. Trippier kicks it in, but it goes over the line again, and the referee spotted something which I didn't see. What do you think that could have been?
Well, I'm assuming it's for a foul, but I'm not sure exactly where the foul was. I didn't see anything wrong there myself. I'm assuming it's against the number 5 for England, John Stones, but I didn't see anything he did particularly wrong there.
Okay, so nothing further to discuss on that matter. It'll be Dubravka to kick the ball out for Slovakia, and I saw a flag go up that might have been for offside, but I may never know because it happened so quickly. It's Stones to Kobe Mainu. Tries to find Saka but can't. It ends up with Skriniar.
Disappointing ball that.
Yes, very. And Dubravka will get ready to kick. And Dubravka picks up the ball, gets ready to roll it out. Sends it forward. Headed by Gay. Now it's with Pekarik. Pekarik misses that. Pekarik sends it over the line, so it'll be a throw-in to England. Just got under 10 minutes until half time. Pickford quickly passes to Gay. Now it's with Declan Rice, I should say. Rice quickly passes to Stones. Now Pickford. Pickford stands over the ball. Nice work for passing to Stones. Back to Pickford. And Pickford, nice forward cross to I think that was a Bukayo Saka, but held by Slovakia. Now it's with Mainu. Mainu passes to Saka, but good interception by Lucas Straslin. But just as I say that, England are trying to make a break for it. It's Bellingham. Does well to hold off Duda, but they get into a bit of a physical altercation, and the referee is now having to break up what could well have been a potential argument. Whose fault would you say that was?
Well, that was a foul on Bellingham because Duda went into Bellingham and just was pressing himself against him to stop him from going. So that's a free kick to England. Duda, I suppose it's kind of smart play, really, by Duda, preventing Bellingham from going forward. But this is a good chance for England now.
Well, there is a chance as Foden takes the free kick, but Slovakia are able to clear it away. Just as I thought that there was a chance for England, Slovakia defend, but England England got closer that time with Declan Rice, but Slovakia, it's like they're running on radar or something. As soon as they see something, they intercept. But just as I say that, a Slovakia player has gone down. Just a minute, Paul. I'm going to try and work out who it is that went down, and it was number 3, Vavro. Just got caught up in an incident between Dubravka and Bellingham. I think Vavro must have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I think Dubravka might have unintentionally, I'm sure, punched Bellingham in the face.
It looks like he was sandwiched at that point. Was Vavro got caught in between Bellingham and Martin Dubravka. But as we look again here at the goal, look at this. Nobody picking him up at all. I mean, just there's nobody there. They're just falling asleep as the England defence. Probably a good job that Gay didn't bring him down there because England had been down to 10 men. But it was that is the worst, the absolute worst of defensive capabilities from a side that has world-class players. I'll be honest with you. This might sound a little dramatic, but this is a crime against football. Watching these talented players play like this. There, I said it. It's as simple as that.
Some people would say that. Others would say that Others would say that this could well be. Others would say that this could well be a shot. Others could say that that this could well be the. Others could say this could well be the game for the football romantics. The minnows doing well up against. The minnows doing well up against the big teams, but.
Well, I mean, they're outworking England. They're absolutely outworking England in every area of the park. So they deserve their lead, and credit to them. They've been fantastic in this first half.
Just under 5 minutes to go until half time. It's still England 0, Slovakia 1, as Mainu passes swiftly up the wing to Gay. Now it's with Trippier. Foden passes back to Trippier. And it's once again with Mark Gay. Stones back to Gay. Gay now finds Trippier. Foden was looking to pass to a Kane, but was halted by the Slovakia defence. Now it's with Walker back to Foden, I think. Yes, it is Foden. And Foden was looking across to Trippier, but Trippier was too far behind the ball. England just cannot get it right.
No, they can't. Again, the final ball, just over the top there, and it was a bad ball there. But JB says, I'd drag off Kane and Foden and bring on Palmer and Watkins. And I think that is a really, really good point because personally, I think that they would add more creativity in Palmer. And we all know what Watkins is capable of. We've seen it week in and week out for Aston Villa. So, I mean, I think that's not a bad call, not a bad shout at all.
So maybe Palmer and Watkins may have to be half-time substitutions. We shall see. But an incident between Mark Gay and David Strelic, just as you were making your points. A bit of a minor incident. But Pickford now receives the ball back back in the goal. Pickford really has to up his game if he is to keep the goals down, because if he doesn't, then Slovakia could well be banging on his door for more.
Well, at the rate England are defending, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. You see that again. The ball to Saka is wayward. It's like almost as if this is the first time the England team have played together. I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to take my hat off to Slovakia that they have worked very, very hard in this first half. They've literally outworked England everywhere, and I don't know whether it's to do with the tiredness, Nick. Maybe they played long seasons. These guys, they played a long season. These guys, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But the fact is that this is a very subpar performance from England in this first half.
And Duda commits a foul on John Stones. Almost grabbed his shirt, or did he shove him down?
He made no attempt to win the ball. That's for sure. That maybe should have been a yellow card as well.
So I would have to agree with you on that one. As England retake the ball, they're going to have to think up something fresh and something out of the box for the second half. That is for certain. 1 minute to go until of normal time, I should say. There should be a couple of minutes of stoppage time added. We'll let you know how many minutes will be added very shortly. It's Stones to Kyle Walker. Walker now passing to Mark Gay. Gay Gay, I think, almost sent it to Foden, but I think that might have been Kuchkar that stopped him. England regain control though, but they're not exactly in control. If you know what I mean. It's Gay passing to Kieran Trippier. Trippier back towards Gay. Gay now Stones. Stones to Kyle Walker. 3 minutes have been added on. Paul, do you think England could get a last-minute equaliser before half-time?
If they can sort their final passing out, then yes, sure, and that's a yellow card, no question.
We'll let you know who it is in a moment or two. It could well be the captain Skriniar. I'm just going to take a flyer at this since I don't really know. And in fact, it is Milan Skriniar. The referee and I must be the referee and I must have been communicating telepathically with each other. But England have the ball again. In any case, it's Walker to John Stones. Stones passing quickly to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham to Saka. Saka clipped again. Saka clipped by David Hansko. And whilst England's players were very erratic at the start and early bits of the first half. Now I'd say towards the end, it's now the case. It's now the turn of Slovakia.
Yeah. They have a couple of unpleasant challenges there, but it's given England an opportunity in the corner of the penalty area on the right-hand side.
They could well equalise out of this. It's Foden to take the free kick. Everyone tries to compose themselves. Foden standing. Foden standing over the ball, waiting his turn very patiently. He runs up, picks the ball into the penalty area, but punched away by Dubravka. Is there an open chance for England? No, there isn't. And Dubravka must have built in radar or something, but that was almost sent in by Kobbie Mainoo. To go back to what I said about Dubravka, inbuilt radar. He must have seen what was coming.
Yeah, it was a better ball in that time by Foden, and the goalkeeper had to come and make a punch on that one. Let's see if he can deliver another good one in this time.
Corner to England. In it goes. Kane misses. And now it's been picked up. And it's been picked up by Kobbie Mainoo. England have 10 seconds of added on time left. Somehow I don't think they're going to do it. And they certainly won't. Or will they? In fact, the referee's giving them another chance. It's Declan Rice, but it's sent away, and that will surely be it. No, it won't. It's yet another corner, and that will be Phil Foden to take the corner, and in it goes into the box, but Kane slips up, and that is not what England need right now. Kane was in the right place. It's just unfortunate. That he got his footing all wrong, and just went down of his own accord.
Yeah. Again, now the ball it's a difficult one for Kane to get right, and he manages to just pull it wide.
And that is it. That is the end of the first half. England came into this with all the expectation on their shoulders, but it just wasn't to be. And Slovakia with Ivan Šranc may well be on the way to upsetting the apple cart.
Well, it's very possible the way England played in that first half. It was a very poor display. They were outworked by Slovakia. Slovakia worked hard defensively going forward, creating chances one for another. There was some poor defending by England. And if I'm being honest, with the balls going into the box, especially early on, Slovakia might have had 2 or 3 in this first half. England, their final ball just hasn't been there for them. They've not connected well together as a team. They're overconfident. They're not working hard enough. They're not doing the little things right. And for the time being, they're looking second best. We'll see what happens at halftime. See if there's any substitutions.
Okay, halftime score: England 0, Slovakia 1. We're gonna go for a break, but join us when we return for the start of the second half. welcome back to the Arena auf Schalke in Gelsenkirchen and the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of England against Slovakia. After going 1-0 down in the first half, Paul, what do you think Gareth Southgate needs to change for the second half?
I think he needs to bring on some creativity. I think he needs to bring on either Anthony Gordon and Palmer, or Palmer and Watkins. I certainly think Palmer needs to make an appearance at the start of this second half, and I think there's no point waiting for it. It's currently not working. I think the change should be made at half time. Also, there's been some comments in the comment section. Just want to say hello to Sue. I'm good, thanks. Hope you're well. But yes, England, they've got to make changes at half time. It's just not good enough.
Yes, it's like Southgate's just drawn a picture, but he doesn't know how to colour it in, if you see what I mean.
It reminds me so much of 2016. Roy Hodgson didn't seem to know who his best players were. He didn't seem to know what the best positions were. I don't think he had a clue going into the tournament. And I think Gareth Southgate may be in the same position here. Right now he's relying on this group of players, maybe making one or two changes, but I'm not seeing any significant. After that Slovenia game, there should have been significant changes, but I've not seen it.
Should also give a quick mention to Slovakia's manager, Francesco Calzona, the former Napoli assistant manager, and he was actually manager for the final part of last season, which did not go well for them, as England are prepared to kick off for the second half. We're just moments away from getting underway for the second half. No halftime substitutions have been made as of yet, but Southgate should at least try for Palmer or Watkins. Away we go then for the second half between Slovakia and England on the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones, and Paul James. What we didn't touch on was Slovakia. This 1-goal lead will have boosted their confidence. Do you think they may well try and get more in?
I think at the moment they'll get the chances when they're made available to them, when they can create them. They're obviously working hard as a team and are depending on the counter-attack. I think if they get the opportunity for a second, because if England fall 2 behind, I don't think they'll get back from that. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, we've got just under 45 minutes to find out. But Slovakia are pressing forward with Schranz. It's Schranz to Kuchka. Kuchka back to Schranz. But conceded to England and Foden. Schranz tried to take it off Foden, but Foden was able to pass it back to Pickford. It's now with Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Kieran Trippier. Now Trippier to Foden. Back to Trippier. Not Gay this time. Gay passes to Jordan Pickford. Pickford now towards Stones. Kobe Mainu. Mainu under pressure from Lobotska. Lobotska concedes, and the ball is now with Jude Bellingham. It's Bellingham passing, I should say, to Stones. Now back at the feet of Jordan Pickford. It's Pickford to Rice. Rice again to Jude Bellingham. And the good news is there is no rain or thunderstorm as what happened yesterday. But Slovakia could well be bringing their own storm could well be bringing England their own storm. So far, conditions for England are proving to be very choppy at the moment.
Yes, again, the second half started very much the way the first half ended. with Slovakia just breaking down England at every turn. I noticed JB said he did the commentary in 2016 against Iceland. Threw his headset down and discussed. JB, is that on your channel? Can I find that? I like a good JB rant.
I actually don't. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, back to back to it, and England and Mark Gay is down, but quickly back up on his feet. It's actually Foden to Trippier now. Mark Gay passes to John Stones. Stones to Gay. Now back to Stones. Again now back towards Gay. This time to Declan Rice. Rice passes to Pickford, and now it goes back. And now it goes back to Stones. Stones to Bellingham. Now back towards Stones. I know they're trying their best to keep Slovakia at bay, but right now I feel, but just as I say that, they look to try and find a break for it. It's Kane. Down the wing it goes to Kieran Trippier. Is this a chance for England to level? Foden sends it in, and England have equalised. Foden like Strantz in the first half. England, like Strantz in the first half, Foden was completely unmarked, and that was just what England wanted. They needed that, and Paul, this could give them this may yet give them a spring in their step.
Yeah, it's the first time England had connected really well. Defensively poor there. But it may be offside here. I'm just looking at the ball across. Foden may be in an offside position. In fact, he is. In my opinion, he could be offside.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on this and let you know if there is any final outcome. But as it stands, it's England 1, Slovakia 1, and the referee is running over to see a situation, and it's gone to a VAR. It's offside. The goal is disallowed. The goal is disallowed. So no chance. So I'm afraid, folks, that we have celebrated too early.
Yeah, he is offside. You can see that, but it's a good move by England. It should give them some hope, some confidence. That is the first time they've put the ball together in a really fluid attacking move. So that should really give England some confidence now.
Here comes Harry Kane, but it just misses the it just misses the post, and luckily he was onside, but that was a good deflection by Vavro, and it's given a corner to England. They haven't been really good with their corners throughout this game, but could this be the turning point? Trippier sends it into the 18-yard box, punched away by Dubravka, and yet again another opportunity missed from that corner.
Yeah, it's again not the best ball into the box, and too close to the goalkeeper. Really, Dubravka is a quality goalkeeper, and he's going to pick those out every time. So England have to be a bit more shrewd when delivering the ball into the box. Maybe try something what they've been trying in training, something a little bit more creative.
Yes, and JB's saying scrap VAR. I'm getting angry.
I don't think even JB can argue that wasn't offside.
Yes, he might be angry, but we are trying to keep things very calm and composed. No disrespect to anyone. No disrespect to anybody, of course, you understand. Rice now trying to play the ball forward towards Jude Bellingham, but deflected away by Slovakia, and it is out for a throw-in. It looks like it will be Saka, or in fact, it'll be Kyle Walker to take the throw. Walker throws to Harry Kane. Kane now finds Saka. Saka, but deflected away again by Vavro. Slovakia have seen him to be a real cog in the defense engine room, and that engine must be working overtime.
Well, they are working very hard, but this is better from England at the start of the second half. The passing is a little bit better. As I say that, they just give the ball away. Commentators curse. But they've started to look a bit more, if you will, a bit more urgent in the second half, England.
Yes, very urgent and alert are England. Pickford passes to Stones. Now it's with Gay passing to Kieran Trippier. Trippier to Kobbie Mainoo. It's Mainoo to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham up the wing, though, this time to, I think that was Kyle Walker. Yes, it was, but Walker, I think, but Walker was hit by one of the defenders. And hello, what's this? The ball's just.
Oh my goodness! It's not going to go in. Oh, it was just caught out there.
Yes, it was just nearly caught. It was just nearly. Pickford just nearly caught it out, and the ball was just rolling along its merry way.
Oh, what was they thinking when they took that free kick? Oh my goodness. That was nearly a comedy of errors. Oh dear.
Yes, yes, and had it not gone England's way, that could have ended up as one of those bloopers in one of those clip shows from back in the day. But back to the here and now, as Kieran Trippier tries to get after the ball, but it's easily picked up by Martin Dubravka. I'm trying to keep myself from laughing here, but
me too, actually.
but Slovakia are able to keep the situation under control. Not for long though. It's given to Bukayo Saka. It's Saka, and now it's ended up with John Stones. Stones down the wing to Kieran Trippier, and Trippier now to Declan Rice. Rice crossing to Bukayo Saka. Saka tries to find a gap. He's entered the 18-yard box, but his run is cut short by Lucas Straslin. But England now looking for another try. It's Kobbie Mainoo to Bellingham, or should that be Walker? It's now with Foden. Foden to Kane, but yet again Slovakia keep the ball. Yet again Slovakia keep the ball out. They must have something that England don't, because no matter what England do, despite them being more alert than in the second half, Slovakia are just too far ahead of them.
It's called hard work, Nick, and England aren't doing enough of it.
Yes, as a children's book character once said, you know what hard work means, don't you? As Walker now receives the ball, he passes to Saka. Now it's with Phil Foden. Foden crossing towards Bellingham and saved by Dubravka. I've really got to stop throwing in those references in, otherwise I'll just fall apart.
Look at this. But this is again really good defending, and this time by Pekarik. But again, you can see here where the offside is, and you can see it's fairly clearly obvious on the line there. But it's but again, no. Why can't England do more of that in this game? They just, I don't really know. I can't put my finger on it, Nick, why they're playing so badly. I don't know what goes on in England training sessions, but I have to wonder
Well, a lot of people are wondering why they just can't break through. And JB is saying, you two have been entertaining. Thanks, we do try. And the ball has now been retaken by Slovakia. It's now back, and it's now back with Mark Gay. Gay towards Phil Foden. Foden passes to Declan Rice. Rice to Kobe Mainu. Now back with Rice, and it's now with John Stones. Rice, and the ball has now found its way towards Jude Bellingham. Bellingham passing to Declan Rice. Kobe Mainu now at the feet of Trippier. Trippier crosses, but Vavro defends the ball really well, and I think and that was a good block on Jude Bellingham's efforts. But England are trying again. Mainu to Rice. Now back towards Mainu. Mainu tries to find a gap but can't. And is the referee pointing to the spot? I think he is. We'll just have to try and work that out.
He's given a free kick, I think.
And I've just heard from Paul that's a free kick. Thanks for clarifying on that one. Paul, you called it correctly. It is a free kick. England have not been really good with their free kicks, but now they have to do it again. And as they now stand behind the Slovakia defenders make up the defensive wall, and Haraslin is now at the back of the wall, lying on his side. So it will be either Trippier or Foden that will take the free kick. Foden stands over the ball. Trippier watching closely. Who will kick the ball first? It's going to be Phil Foden, but smack into the Slovakian defensive wall. England just can't break the wall down.
It almost has been such an organised display by Slovakia. And this is the way that they've been throughout the tournament. They've been organised. They've been quick on the break. They're capable of taking their chances.
2 substitutions for Slovakia will be made. One of which will be Tomáš Suslov, and he'll come on in place of Hraslin. Strelec is also coming off as well. Hardly surprising, given that he is lying on the ground at the moment. And to replace him will be Robert Bojanik. Good tactical choice. Good tactical choices for Slovakia.
It's about time that they should make a substitution on the hour mark. Start to just rotate things a little bit. I'm surprised England haven't made any substitutions yet. We're now on the hour mark. They don't appear to be in any better position than what they were in the first half. Why hasn't Gareth Southgate made any changes? Now, finally, there's players warming up now.
I was just going to come to that, actually, and I think Conor Gallagher and Eberishi Eze were among them. So whether they'll come on or not, we'll let you know. Play now resumes, and it's Slovakia with the ball, headed by David Hansko, but straight towards Milan Skriniar. The ball now being played forward by England, but easily saved by Dubravka. Foden was nowhere near the ball, I must admit. But just as I say that, it's Rice with the ball, but the referee's noticing a player down, and it is someone from England. It looks like Kieran Trippier by the looks of it, and the referee's coming over to her to see, and also wanting to size up the situation to sort it out is is a Pekarik, and it was Pekarik on Trippier.
Caught him. That was unpleasant, wasn't it?
Yes, very unpleasant, and you could see the emotion in Trippier's face. And what I also noticed was that Pekarik went over to Trippier just to check if he was all right. And as I mentioned in the first half, camaraderie between camaraderie between rivals, no matter where you come from, is very heartwarming.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see. I mean, it's not nasty at all in this game, but that was a late challenge, and he just catches him there. It's for Pekaric, but Trippier looks in a lot of pain now. This is not good news for him.
No, it certainly isn't, and he really should. And this looks to me as though he really should come off. And who do you think should take his place?
Well, I can only think of. Well, they're already struggling. Here comes Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer is good. So it looks as though Cole Palmer will be coming on as one of the substitutes. We'll let you know who he's coming on for, and the England fans are now starting to fall relatively silent. They're only discussing amongst themselves. Kane throws the ball, but is picked up by Dubravka, and Dubravka rolls the ball towards one of the defenders. The ball is now being played forward, but cut out by England. It's now with Jude Bellingham. It's Bellingham. Bellingham fouled by Bojanic, but Slovakia still play on. It's Pekaric. It's Pekaric to Ivan Šranc. Šranc now to Šranc passed just to Lobotka, and the ball is now inside the 18-yard box. It's advantage Slovakia at the moment, but just as I say that, and I think that was a commentary curse, Kuchka gets into a bit of a tangle with Declan Rice.
Yeah, again, a 50-50. That is nasty.
That I think is Lobotka's fault. As you called it right, Trippier makes way for Cole Palmer. Should Palmer have been brought on earlier?
Yeah, I should have been brought on at half time, really.
So Palmer now has some 25 minutes to help England out in almost any way he can. Maybe even score a goal himself. It's Pickford with the ball, passes to John Stones. Now Mainu back towards Stones. You're listening to the commentary hub with me, Nicholas Jones, and Paul James. We're also live on the commentary hub too, JB Sports and Focus on Football. And John Stones quickly passes to, I think that might have been Foden. Now back to John Stones. Stones to Kobbie Mainoo, I should say. Mainoo back to Stones. Stones again passes back to Mainoo. Now Bellingham, or I think that might have been Walker. It's now with Cole Palmer. Palmer gets his first touch of the ball. Quickly passes to Mark Gay. Mark Gay gets into a tangle with Ivan Šranc, but that's quickly sorted out. Free kick swiftly taken. No harm done. Mainoo, Stones. Now back towards Mainoo. And that was a deflection by Slovakia, and Mainoo just running after the ball and picked up by Pickford. I thought the ball was just going to wander off again.
Well, we'll see what addition Palmer adds to this lineup. JB thought that last challenge there by Kuchka should have been a red. I think ultimately we'd have reached the same conclusion because Kutcher's already been booked. I certainly think it was a bookable offence, so that would have been a red card.
Duda's gone down, but nobody seems to notice. And the ball is now currently with Cole Palmer. Palmer into the 18-yard box, and he was aiming for Foden, but the ball was deflected away. And Duda, he is in such a lot of pain. The referee comes over to have a look at him. Should have spotted him earlier, in my opinion. But why on earth did everyone just appear to ignore him?
He just went down. There was nobody even close to him. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he seemed to.
Corner to England through Foden. Sorry, Paul. But again saved by Slovakia. You were saying on Duda?
Yeah, and it didn't seem to be anybody near him, and he just went down. I don't know what had happened there, but he was down for a while.
Foden once again with the ball. Now it's with Declan Rice. And Rice now passes back to Foden. Palmer inside the 18-yard box. Kane! What on earth was he doing? Shoving Vavro down like that. Or was it for Karic? No, it was for Karic. But what on earth was he doing?
Well, yeah, he just kind of sort of went into him. The ball in, I think I want to comment on the ball into the box, which was a pretty poor ball. Again, right over everybody's head. I don't know. These are not the same players that we see in the Premier League week in, week out. The definition of a good manager is able to make average players great, not great players average. That's the definition of a bad manager.
Yes, and as we know, bad managers are fairly common in competitions like the Premier League. Whether it's the case across other major competitions in Europe, I don't know, but certainly in England, we appear to have them in spades. It's Harry Kane with the ball, passing to Cole Palmer. Now the ball's with Bellingham. Bellingham just tripped out, but the referee says no. It's Rice to Palmer. Palmer does well to hold on, and Suslov, try as he may, just can't get hold of it. But Foden did well to do a pass to Kobbie Mainoo, and the subsequent final shots just ended up at the feet. I mean, in the hands of Martin Dubravka. Something I didn't see just now was the incident between Kuchka and Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, there wasn't enough contact for me. There was hardly anything there, and the referee couldn't have been any closer, could he?
Less than 20 minutes to go. If this doesn't ring England's alarm bells, then nothing will. As they've really got to press on with more attacks. And surely another warning sign to Gareth Southgate is get on more substitutes.
Yes, well, I mean, this is the thing. There's no creativity there. Like this, and even when they get the ball into the box, they haven't really done a lot with it of England, have they? It's just like they're trying the same old techniques, but they don't work every time.
And the ball is now with Phil Foden. He passes swiftly to Declan Rice. It's Rice with the ball. Now the ball's found Mainoo back towards Rice. Rice back to Mainoo. Now Rice again. Rice to Bellingham. Bukayo Saka back towards Rice. Bellingham once more. Bellingham tries to find an opening. He's now inside the box. Headed away by Skriniar. Now picked up by John Stones and Mark Gay. Walker, I should say, to Stones, Foden, and now back with Cole Palmer. It's Palmer to Mark Gay. Now Jude Bellingham. Bellingham to Rice, but given away to Kuchka. And yes again, another player has gone down. This time from Slovakia, and it was Cole Palmer. I think whoever it was sort of went into him, but it was Suslov. But it appears to me that Suslov has come off worse.
Yeah, he turned his ankle over there as he came down. That would be pretty painful. I agree with JB as well, actually. I think Watkins to come on or Anthony Gordon to come on is needed because Kane has not really received the service, to be fair, but when he has, he's not done anything with it. It really has been a very, very poor display by England all round so far, and time is running out for them to get back into this game. And you can see the concern on the English fans' faces. They do not look very pleased. Look at them.
Yes. Whatever the final outcome will be, the 5 kilometer beer line will be working overtime after the match. That is for certain, as both sets of fans will be celebrating and commiserating over a beer at the same time. That's what this stadium is. That's what the Arena auf Schalke is also famous for. It's 5 kilometer long beer line.
Well, it's what we do in Europe. Generally, misery and disputes are solved by one thing: beer.
Quite right. Almost quarter of an hour to go until full time. It's Slovakia in possession. It's on Andre Duda. Duda to I couldn't see who. The ball now goes down the wing to Pekaric. Pekaric to Ivan Šranc. Šranc now finds Kuchka. Kuchka to Lobotska. Now back at the feet of Denis Vavro. Skriniar to Lobotska. Lobotska finds Duda. Now Skriniar again. Back towards Duda. Now back to Skriniar. Lobotska. And back at the feet of Pekaric. Pekaric to Šranc. But going after the ball is Robert Bojanic. Easily stopped by Jordan Pickford. He rolls the ball out to Mark Gay. Gay to Stones. Stones passes to Declan Rice. Now Mark Gay. And it's a cross by Mark Gay to Cole Palmer. Under pressure from Hanchko, but it goes out for a throw-in. And Bellingham tries to hold off Duda. Tries to keep hold of the ball, but can't, and he loses it. And so it's now advantage. Slovakia. But the ball goes as far as Jordan Pickford, and the game is swiftly back underway. Saka.
See, as this game goes on, Nick, as we start going to the last 14 minutes, you're going to see more and more of Slovakia parking the bus in front of the 18-yard box. And it's going to make it harder for England.
Yes, quite. And there is a yellow card aimed at somebody. I think that might have been for an incident which involved Phil Foden. I just saw him roll over the line, and it was Peter Pekaric.
Yeah, reasonable enough yellow card that. It's a dangerous position for England now. Let's see if they can deliver a good ball in the box. Let's see whether they can do that.
They're gonna have to do that, and they almost do through Harry Kane. Kane falls off. Kane puts his head on the ground. He can't believe it. That was so close.
Oh, they didn't pick up Kane. They fell asleep defensively just for one Slovakia. They fell asleep defensively, and what a superb ball it was into the box, right on the head of Harry Kane, and he was not able to divert it into the net. If it was on target, it would have been 1-1. Dubravka was left standing, and Kane, I think, realises he should have done better. That was England's best chance in the entire match.
This could well be England's best chance in the entire match, and with time running out, they may have less and less opportunities. It's Mark Gay to Bukayo Saka. Now the ball is with Foden. Foden concedes to Slovakia. The ball ends up at the feet of Mark Gay. Clip on the back from one of the defenders, as far as I could make out. It's Kobbie Mainoo passing to Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham crosses into the box, but easily saved by Martin Dubravka. And given that England have performed relatively poorly, Paul, I think you're going to have a bit of a hard job picking up your man of the match.
Oh, I've got a few names in mind right now for Slovakia, of course. I can't think of a single one for England. The only one I think that might deserve it for England is Kobbie Mainoo, but outside of that, I can't think of a single one that deserves it.
There are a few Slovakian players that spring to mind. If I was in charge of this,
I've got Slovakian names. I've got 4 or 5 Slovakian names. I just don't have any England names.
Right, Walker to Palmer. Now Rice down the wing. It goes to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham passes to Phil Foden, and Foden to Declan Rice. Rice towards Palmer, but easily cut out by Slovakia. Duda towards I think that was aiming for Kuchka, but Kuchka missed, and the ball just went on its way to Pickford. Stones to Cole Palmer. He's been good, but he hasn't been great throughout this match. Walker back to Palmer. Now aiming for Phil Foden. Foden towards Bukayo Saka. Saka into the box. Good deflection by Pekaric, but it goes back as far as Rice. Rice against the post, and Kane's rebound wasn't any good either. Gareth Southgate might be happy, but to me that wasn't very convincing.
Well, I mean, Kane probably should have scored there, but again, it's a good effort, and you start to wonder whether it's your day when that happens. But it's at least a decent move by England. They just haven't tried enough shots from in and around the edge of the area. They've got players that can do it. They've got Trippier, they've got Foden, they've got Rice, they've got players that can do it, but they just haven't done enough of it. And 2 more substitutes for Slovakia.
Kuchka and Duda are off, and I think one of the other players coming on is Laszlo Bejnes. Bejnes on, and also if I've got it right, Matusz Barrow. So Barrow and Bejnes on with just under 10 minutes to go, and it's Kyle Walker with the ball, almost losing it, but able to control it, if only for a split second or so, and that has given a throw in to Slovakia to be taken by David Hansko. Hansko throws towards I think that's Rice, but Rice passes to Pickford and John Stones.
Only one substitution from England, and that's because of an injury. This is chronically inept from Gareth Southgate. Has he given up?
just as you say that, but looks like Eberishi Eze standing on the touchline, but it could well have been too little, too late to try and turn things around. He should have been he or at least Watkins should have been brought on sooner. England, I would say, as you mentioned earlier, given the long seasons that these players have, they may look like they are starting to tire out, but they're trying to keep themselves going. With John Stones, but tackled by Slovakia.
He should have been brought on 15 minutes ago at the latest.
But he's coming on now in place of Kobe Mainu. Had Eze been brought on earlier, what differences could he have made?
Well, he's very efficient, and he's quick, he's speedy, he's got goal scoring capability. I think he definitely should have been brought on early. He's got creative ability in areas that England have been lacking. I don't know why Gareth Southgate has left this so late.
Well, time is ticking down. It's Saka to Eberishi Eze. Eze with the ball for England. Has to hold off Stanislav Lobotka. Does so, but concedes to Skriniar. Now it's with Jude Bellingham. Under 5 minutes to go until full time. I'm pretty sure there will be at least a few minutes added on. Bellingham almost falls, but was able to carry on playing, and that was just completely uncalled for by the number 7 Suslov, just pulling his shirt like that. What on earth was he doing?
Should have been a yellow card.
Yeah,
should have been a yellow card. No attempt to win the ball at all.
I'd have to agree with you there, Paul. So free kick to England, and it will be Phil Foden to take, and it will be Phil Foden that will take the free kick. Doing it a bit of a funny angle, but punched away by Dubravka again. Dubravka showing his built-in radar and using it to the full. And but now the ball is ending up with at the feet of Harry Kane, almost taken by Eze. But now the ball is back with Slovakia, and it's being played forward to Bojanic, but Bojanic concedes to Declan Rice. 4.5 minutes to go. England have to be more creative than they are. It's Cole Palmer, but touch of the ball from the Slovakian player sends it out for a throw. It's Walker, now Cole Palmer, and into the 18-yard box it goes, headed away by one of the defenders. Slovakia are just so good. It's Palmer, but concedes to Hanchko.
And of course, if Slovakia do hold on, it will be their first victory in a knockout game as an independent nation. And,
that's right. It certainly will. Any older listeners will remember when they won as Czechoslovakia in 1976. But as Paul said, it'll be their first victory in a knockout game since their independence was granted in 1993. And just as I say that, Lobotka goes for another, but is easily saved by Jordan Pickford. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a bit of rare offensive play we've seen from Slovakia in the second half. As now we're in a situation now where they just kind of parked the bus, really. And England have 3 minutes now to try to get themselves back into this game. Let's see if they can do it.
Just under 3 minutes. Just under 3 minutes to go, and it's almost just under 3 minutes to go. And whilst we're waiting for those minutes to go down, it's almost time for Paul to give out his player of the match, as Foden, I think it was entering the box, but the ball was deflected away by Slovakia. I think that might have been by Benes, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, corner to England. Foden to take. He raises his arm, and in goes the ball towards the 18-yard box, headed up into the air by Bellingham, and that's with Evaristi Eze. But once again, England failed to capitalise.
Again, poor play again, poor ball in all the time. And whether Dubravnik is injured or not, they're going to go down now, aren't they? They're going to go down and they're going to take all the time that they need, because let's face it, England would do the same. They've got to start. Well, we've been saying it all the way through the game, both of us, Nick. They just haven't. There's just not been enough quality in a team that is supposedly oozing with quality. I don't know what Southgate has done to these players. I really don't.
Good news regarding Martin Dubravka. He is okay. So play will carry on. It's Gay towards Harry Kane, or was that Saka? No, it was Saka. But everybody is now scattered in all directions. Just as well, really. With only a minute of normal time left, it's Mark Gay to Bukayo Saka. Now back to Gay. Gay passes up the wing to Stones. Stones has to hold up. Stones holding off Bejanik, but he managed to pass to Palmer just in time. Palmer can't send the ball through, and we will let you know our player of the match once we know how many minutes will be added on for injury time, because there were quite a few minutes being held up. So it's
expecting about 5 minutes, I'd say.
And 5 minutes have been added on. You called that correctly, Paul. And for England, these 5 minutes are crucial. No, in fact, 6 minutes have been added on. We got it. The timing got it wrong. So the time is now 6 minutes, and that should give Paul just enough time to decide who his player of the match is, as Eze tries to go for a cross, but blocked by a Peter Bakaric, but he may have to pay the price. That was a good deflection, but I think he has hurt himself in the process.
Yeah, it looks like he caught it in the meat and two veg there, as JB likes to say.
I don't quite know what that means, but I will ask once we go off air. Anyway, Dubravka clears the ball away from that corner, but it was all in vain for England, I think. And I think Foden might have got an earful from one of the assistant referees.
Southgate looking on. He doesn't know what to do.
Hanchko to take the throw for Slovakia. Less than around 4.5 minutes to around 5.5 minutes. Or should that be 4.5 minutes? Yes, it is 4.5 minutes to go. But I don't think it will. But I don't think it will make any difference. I personally think England have shot their last bolt. But then I could be wrong, and the referee has seen something, and Declan Rice appears to have been fouled in the penalty area. Could this or no, in fact, it wasn't Rice. It was Stones. Could this well be a last gasp opportunity for England? Or
Well, I would hope that has not been given a foul. It looked like a foul the other way to me, but looks like Slovakia are about to ready to make their last substitution.
And coming off the pitch is the hero, Ivan Schrantz. And he'll be making way for Norbert Gember. For Norbert Gember. And Schrantz just taking in the applause. He thoroughly deserves it, both from the Slovakia fans and the neutrals.
Yes, his finish was excellent. He's now the lead. He's now joint leading scorer in the tournament. He's had a very good game. He can be very pleased with himself. And if this stays the same, he'll be a hero in Slovakia tonight.
Ivan Schrantz, I take my hat off to you, sir. As play resumes, it's Mark Gay to Phil Foden. Foden controlling the ball, passes to Saka, now back towards Foden. Foden passing this time back towards Gay. Now John Stones. Stones to Kyle Walker by the looks of it. Yes, indeed it is Walker, but taken by Skriniar. Skriniar just sends it over the line, and to talk about last minute of substitutes being made for Ivan Toney, but we've said it. But we keep saying it, Paul, and we'll say it again. Gareth Southgate should have made that substitution decision a lot sooner.
Of course. What is the point in this? All he's doing is just killing time, and they're 1-0 down.
Yes, well, I am trying to get this point across while trying to keep calm and objective at the same time.
Well, I'm not keeping calm. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I'm not an England fan.
Walker to take the throw, and in it goes. It's Jude Bellingham, and just as we say that, this could well be a last-minute reprieve for England.
Well,
what a finish it was.
"95 minutes. Wow. I almost feel a little bit sorry for Slovakia. I don't know about you, but I feel really sorry for them. I felt that they've earned their victory today.
Okay, so it appears we won't be going home early, folks. As extra time is surely on the horizon. Lovely bicycle kick by Jude Bellingham, and surely this means and this will mean a lot to him and England as well. Harry Kane smiles at him, and no wonder.
Well, it's certainly a moment for Jude Bellingham. That's his second goal of the tournament. I just feel very sorry for Slovakia. I think they've played very, very well. They, in my opinion, have deserved the victory. But it's unfortunate for them. But England get themselves back into the game, so it's going to be an interesting period of extra time, I think.
Yes, it certainly could well be. Just playing out the last few seconds of injury time. The referee's still yet to blow his whistle to signal extra time. Dubravka for what must surely be the last kick of the game. No, it isn't. It's Bukayo Saka towards Harry Kane, and Kane. Caught out, I should say, by Lobotka, and we've now entered the 97th minute. Why doesn't the referee blow the whistle now?
think he has.
Oh, in fact, he has. He must have. Oh, in fact, he has. He must have heard me. And after 90 minutes, the full-time score is England 1, Slovakia 1. What about that?
Well, all I can say is England can consider themselves very, very fortunate, but they are back in the game now, so we're gonna see what happens now, and hopefully we'll see what extra time brings for us. But I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see now.
Do you think this game will be resolved in? Do you think this game will be resolved in extra time?
I think so now. I think England will go on to win it now. They've got themselves into a strong position now. That will I think that win may well demoralise Slovakia. But England can consider themselves so lucky.
Well, you might just have to think. You might just have to rethink your choice for player of the match, given that we now have some 30 extra minutes ahead of us. But we're gonna go. But what do you think? But what do you think Slovakia will? What do you think Slovakia will have to do if they want to? If they want to put things back in their favour?
Well, they'll have to come forward a little bit. They'll have to become a bit more adventurous themselves to get themselves back into the lead. I mean, it's fine margins, isn't it? You go back to that era by John Stones where he wasn't with it for the free kick, and the lob there over Pickford, and it then just rolls on the wrong side of the post. So it's fine margins. England are back in the game. They'll look at this now as being an opportunity. If they don't win the game, now, England, then I don't know. I don't see where that they have any right to call themselves a top 10 team in the world anymore. Because honestly, this game should have been settled before 90 minutes. But Slovakia worked hard, and I frankly feel very sorry for them.
Yes, I'm starting to feel the same way. Just a comment from JB. Yes, come on, better late than never. And you were saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll look at that. The England fans will look at that and say, "Thank God we're still in it because we were seconds away from going out." But at the end of the day, there can't be a single England fan out there who can honestly be happy with that display. And if they do win it, and the likelihood is that they will, they've got a very, very good Switzerland team next in the quarterfinal.
Should they go through to face Switzerland? What do you think either of them should be? What do you think either of them should be aware of that makes Switzerland so good?
Well, they've been very efficient all the way through, but Xhaka, the captain, has been absolutely outstanding all the way through this tournament. But they've got goal-scoring capability in Switzerland. Of course, we know that. They've got, and they do have Mbolo, who's capable of scoring goals. They also have Ruben Vargas, who is very good attacking midfielder, creates opportunities. They've got a decent goalkeeper in Jan Sommer. So they've got a good team. They're very difficult to beat, and they'll have to be on their game. Well, England, they can't afford to play like this against a team like Switzerland.
Okay, so we're now just seconds away. Seconds away from the first period of extra time, and it will be England to kick us off. Harry Kane stands over the ball, and away we go then for the first period, and away we go then for the first period of extra time. It is and it is England straight into it, almost carrying on from where they left off last time, I think. And that was Ivan Toney with the ball. The extra time will give Ivan Toney the chance to show what he is capable of internationally. But after a foul by Gyomber, that will surely hamper him a bit. But free kick to England nonetheless, and it will be Cole Palmer, yet another player who has the potential to show what he can do in this extra period. And Kane, in it goes, and that is 2 for England. Some 56 seconds into the first period of extra time, Harry Kane delivers when he needs to, and England retake the lead.
Yeah, it was coming. I think we knew it. As I said at the beginning, before extra time began, that England would go out and win it now in extra time, and I think they will. And that's a good start for England in extra time. It was flicked on there. Nobody picked up Kane, and England take a 2-1 lead.
Yes, they certainly do. And you said earlier on that equaliser by Bellingham demoralised Slovakia. Has that completely knocked the stuffing out of them?
It could well have done. Because honestly, like I say, they'd worked so hard to get the victory, and how well they were doing before conceding that goal. So this very well could have, knocked the stuffing out of them, as you rightly put it.
Skriniar to, I think that was Obert by the looks of it. Adam Obert might have come on as a substitution. We'll let you know if he has or not. No, in fact, he hasn't. It was I read the number wrong. It was in fact Gyomber who had earlier come on, and as Paul already mentioned, Slovakia have used up all their substitutes. The ball is now at the feet of Pekaric. Pekaric, under pressure from Eze, does well to hold him off, and the ball goes now down the ring to Skriniar. Skriniar to Thomas Suslov. Suslov back towards Skriniar. Skriniar, Suslov again, and the ball now the ball is now with I think that was Hanchko. Yes, indeed, it was Hanchko. Slovakia getting rather desperate, but down goes David Hanchko. He's been down a couple of times throughout this game, and the ball just bounces off. I think the bottom part, the back part of his thigh there. I mean, the poor bloke just can't take any more punishment.
Yeah, he's picked a lot of nasty injuries up at the moment.
Yes, he certainly has. And JB's saying, I take back what I say about Kane, 2-1 England. Yes. So now, and I think his statement echoes the fans. They are now starting to believe that they can progress through again. And the fans saying, Dear H. Kane, can I please get your shirt? You are the best. We get a lot of fans like that, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot asking for shirts and stuff. Memorabilia, etc. It's never really interested me, to be honest.
Well, I'm not sure I'd want a shirt worn by a player either. As on the ground is the Slovakia captain Milan Skriniar, and that was by Harry Kane. Just as we were talking about him, down goes Skriniar, and Kane lucky to get away with that. I think that was unintentional, and it was just a clumsy move that Skriniar came off worse.
Yeah, it was a clumsy challenge. It was like a forwards challenge. I don't think there was anything malicious in it.
Play now resumes, and Skriniar is back up on his feet. That's good news. As he passes to as he passes to Gyomba. Now back to Skriniar. Skriniar now towards Benes. Benes back to Skriniar. And a quick pass this time back to Gyomba. Gyomba. Skriniar again. Skriniar now towards Suslov. Back to Skriniar. And they're doing what Slovakia are doing now is what England did is what England were doing a lot of in the second half. And to me that was a perfect imitation of musical chairs, except on the pitch.
Yeah, that's right. They're trying to come forward now with Slovakia. Are England going to retreat into their defensive formation like they have been doing in this tournament when they take the lead?
Yes, and before we get back into it, I was actually going to say that this is a football match, not a children's birthday party. Slovakia retake the ball off England, and the ball is now with Tukta. Is it Tukta? No, it wasn't. No, in fact, it wasn't. And England again, England again able to defend. Oh, how the tables have turned!
They certainly have. England have got themselves back into the game, giving themselves a quick goal in extra time to give them the lead. I think Slovakia are going to struggle to get back into this game now. I just think the goal there at the end has probably knocked the stuffing out of them completely. You saw with the defense lining up for that goal. Prior to that goal, nobody picked up Kane, and it will be. You see. It's soul destroying when you work that hard to get to the last minute of stoppage time and then to concede. So they were so close they were almost touching it.
Yes, that's right. And Ivan Toney went down, so that must have been an act of desperation by one of the Slovakia players. But Ivan Toney back up on his feet. He seems to be all right. That's good. Bellingham towards Ivan Toney. Tony. Now Eberishi Eze towards John Stones. Stones. Walker passing to Bukayo Saka. Saka to Kane. And Kane concedes to Slovakia. It's now Stanislav Lobotka. Lobotka to Laszlo Benes. Benes to Milan Skriniar. Skriniar back to Gyomba. Gyomba under pressure from Kane, but does well to hold him off. Ball now swiftly passed back to Dubravka in goal. And the ball now being sent forward to Mark Gay. It's Mark Gay. But nothing doing. The ball ends up back at the feet of Jordan Pickford, and Pickford clears the ball towards what looks to be Ivan Toney. Yes, it was Toney, but Toney misses, and it's now with Gyomba. Gyomba to Skriniar. Skriniar passing to, I think that was Hanchko. Skriniar once again. Skriniar to Gyomba, and crossed by Gyomba, but stopped by Eze. The ball still remains with Slovakia though, and it's now with Stanislav Lobotka back towards Skriniar. Yes, indeed, it is Skriniar, and Skriniar passing the ball around to. But just as I say that, an attempt by Hanchko, I think it was saved at the last moment by Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, it was a little bit too close to Pickford that time. He drops it, but he picks it up all right. It's you can't play him that close to a goalkeeper like Jordan Pickford, it's just not going to work.
He's a cool customer in front of goal. Is Jordan Pickford, as what looks a bit as Ivan Toney was chasing after the loose ball, but Guillaume was able to keep him at bay. So now the ball now the ball caught by Declan Rice. Rice to Harry Kane. Kane to, I couldn't see who it was. No, that was Mark Gay. I beg your pardon. Gay. Remember, he will miss Remember, he will miss the quarter-final match against Switzerland. As Stones up the wing to Gay. Now passing back to Pickford. John Stones. Now back to Gay. Now Jordan Pickford. England playing the tactical defensive game very well indeed. As Walker crosses to, I think he might have been aiming for Jude Bellingham, but Slovakia read that. But Slovakia read the situation well and were able to pass it to Dubravka when it mattered. It's now Skriniar to Guillaume. Up the wing it goes to, that might have been Dennis Faro. Now back down the wing it goes towards Skriniar. 11 minutes of extra time have already been played. It's currently England 2, Slovakia 1. As Bukayo Saka does really well to halt that latest attempt by Slovakia. But Slovakia are looking to just throw anything. I'll just look to throw everything at England. They're going to have to. They may well have to within the remaining part of this period of extra time, and indeed the next 15 minutes.
It's been poor, hasn't it? The game as a whole.
Another attempt at goal by Slovakia, saved once again by Jordan Pickford. When Pickford is at his best, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, he's a fine goalkeeper, isn't he? He's, when we've seen him play for Everton, when Everton have been struggling at the bottom of the league, he's made mesmerising saves.
I think I have to say what he is doing for England is kind of making up for his poor season at Everton, but like I say, cool customer, doesn't let these things get to him. Sends the ball out of goal towards Bellingham. The ball is being sent down towards Kyle Walker, but is intercepted by Thomas Suslov. And Suslov, that was Eze with a foul. That was Eze with a foul on Matus Barrow. Barrow protests, but the referee isn't having any of it. He wants the game to be played on. It's Cole Palmer in the 18-yard box. Palmer to Saka. Saka fouls. The referee's not interested. Doesn't want a penalty. Pekaric and Bellingham was I think caught by him, and Bellingham clearly angry about something. This was an incident between Saka and Guillaume. We'll try and piece all these things together as and when we can. But the ball is now back with Slovakia. It's Thomas Suslov, but gives it away to Cole Palmer, and the referee has blown for a stop and play. And this is why Palmer just caught Suslov on the foot there, and that looked painful.
Yeah, it didn't look very nice, that.
And we've got a couple of other comments coming in. Hassie Blake, Bellingham is the saviour of England. And Derek Jones says, what a bonkers game this is. And I'd have to...
I would agree with that.
Yes, it certainly is. And just as we say that, Slovakia have Slovakia have another attempt at goal, and that was Peter Pekarik, but just deflected away at the last moment by Eberishe Eze.
Oh, he just gets his leg underneath it there, does Pekarik, but that was a chance, and they'll never get another chance like that. What an opportunity that was.
1 minute of added on time to close the first period of extra time, and it's Jordan Pickford to kick the ball out of the goal, but it just sails back to him like it's magnetized, and Pickford will once again clear it. There are some 15 seconds until the end of the first period of extra time. I don't think Slovakia will have enough time to equalise, but England might yet score again just before the break. It's Cole Palmer, but he passes to Declan Rice. Now it's with Eberishe Eze, swiftly taken by Slovakia, and that is it. That is the half-time break for the first period of extra time, and Paul Harry Kane really turned things, and Paul Harry Kane took the lead right at the start, and from then on, England were just able to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of them, wasn't it? It was opportunity right there for Harry Kane. The Slovakian defence have fallen asleep. So rare they've done that this afternoon. But they fell asleep, and in the end, it's gone 2-1. And already feeling probably very deflated from conceding that goal, the equaliser right at the end there. They are now chasing this game at 2-1 down. And I just wonder whether there's enough gas in the tank there for them to get back into this game.
Yeah, you'd think so. Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? As the England player, as everyone from both England and Slovakia has the chance to cool down and take a drink. Gareth Southgate's giving a short talk discussing strategies and whatever to England. But what must be going through poor Francesco Calzone's mind?
He's got to try and motivate his troops to go back out there for 15 minutes and see if they can pull something back and maybe take it to penalties. I mean, he'll probably be telling his team how bad England are at penalties, and that they may, if they can get an equaliser, then they've got a very good chance in a shootout situation. So but have they got enough to win it? Hattie Blake says, who's going to win between Spain and Georgia? I think Spain
we won't be covering that game, as far as I know.
No, we're not covering that game. But I think, in answer to your question, I think Spain will probably win that.
Yes, Spain might win that game, but take nothing away from Georgia. They've had a good run throughout the Euros, and if they do go out to Spain, they'll surely go out with their heads held high, as a half-time substitution is made in this current game, right here and now. And the half-time of extra time substitutions, Kane and Bellingham are out, and in come Conor Gallagher and Ezri Konsa. I wasn't expecting Konsa to come on, to tell you the truth.
Not surprised as such. It needs to give these players a run out. But I think he's looking at a more defensive situation now.
Okay, away we go then for the second period of extra time, and it was Slovakia to kick us off, and it will be an England throw. So England have just got to keep on doing what they're doing, and the game is theirs. Throw in to England. Ball thrown towards Tony, but out it goes again. It'll be a Slovakia throw to be taken by by Hansko, which it is, and the ball is with Guillaume to Lobotska. Ivan Toney watching him, but the ball is swiftly passed to Denis Vavro. Vavro to I couldn't see who, but Slovakia on the attack and saved once again by Jordan Pickford. That was Barrow who was the closest to scoring, I think. But Jordan Pickford, he is so motivated.
Yes, he is. He's working hard there, isn't he? He obviously wants to go through to the quarterfinals and leaving. They want to kind of leave a bit of a mark, I think, England, in terms of going into this quarterfinal against Switzerland, against a very, very good Switzerland team. They really have to start playing better than they are doing. But it looks like I think England have probably done enough in this game now to go on and win it and go through to the quarterfinal to take on Switzerland.
Conor Gallagher now for England, passing it to Declan John Stones. I think that was. Now it's with Konsa. Konsa passes to Pickford. Now the ball is with John Stones. Stones gives it away to Hansko. Gallagher retakes the ball. Was aiming to pass to Palmer, but Slovakia sorted that. Ball is now with Thomas Suslov. Suslov. Nice slide tackle by Declan Rice. And the ball is now with Eze. It's Eze for England. Eze collides with Denis Vavra. That was a nasty incident. It's done, and that has done Eze no favours whatsoever. Injured, and Denis Vavra, yellow card. Quite right, in my opinion.
Yeah, right decision, no doubt about that. It was a deliberate obstruction, no attempt to win the ball whatsoever. You have to get a yellow card for that.
Sue Hedges saying, "I hope we can hold on to this lead." Well, the rest of the fans kind of echo what you think as well. As Tupta, that's Lubomir Tupta comes on in place of Peter Peter Pekaric. Peter Pekaric was one of the vital players for Slovakia, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He's probably run himself into the ground a little bit now. Difficult, really, but it's a 6 substitution. Each side allowed to make an extra substitution in extra time, I believe.
I didn't know that. We've almost got 10 minutes. We've got just over 10 minutes until the end of extra time. And I think that will be a free kick for England, or will it? Because Gallagher stuck out his leg rather deliberately, and this has given Slovakia a free kick. So Slovakia have to use this free kick to punish England for their mistake. As
we'll see.
As Tupta steps away from the ball. What a time to do it! What a time to come on under. The free kick will surely be his first. Kick of the match. As Suslov looks for a good position to pick up the ball. Lubomir Tupta, but it's over the bar. That shot was too powerful. He should have aimed lower.
It's sometimes difficult to get the ball over the wall and down again, which is what he tried to do. He might have been better for going for power, or maybe trying to go around the wall rather than over and down. But the end result is it goes over the crossbar.
Yes, you know what they say about some walls. It's so high you can't get over, or it's so wide you can't get round. But the only way you had to go was through, and they couldn't, and the Slovakia manager becoming a bit more verbal on the touchline as the ball is now back with Slovakia. Ball now quickly passed to Denis Vavro, but just as I say that, down goes David Hanchko. So that will be a quick free kick to Slovakia to be taken by Benej. Benej takes the free kick, but deflected away by Eze. Around 40 odd minutes ago, we said England were on the back foot. Now it's Slovakia that's are behind.
Well, it's been an intriguing sort of game in the sense that it's interesting to see the roles reversed, but for me, the game itself hasn't been that great, to be honest. But it's nice to see Slovakia venturing forward.
Slovakia trying to venture forward even further and equalise, but England wise to that attack. But Slovakia doing really well to keep hold of the ball. This is Thomas Suslov, and deflected, and a nice deflection away by Kyle Walker, and the hug from Jordan Pickford says it all.
Yeah, England desperately at the moment just trying to keep Slovakia out. That was good work by Walker as well, showing his class and his experience there. Realising where the ball was on the position on the pitch. Good work by Kyle Walker.
We're coming up to the 113th minute of the match. Some seven minutes to go until the end. England 2, Slovakia 1 is the latest score. You're listening to the Commentary Hub with myself, Nicholas Jones, and Paul James. And currently on the ball is Matus Barrow of Slovakia, but taken away by Declan Rice. Now towards Ivan Toney, I think it was, but it ended up with Cole Palmer anyway. Palmer to Esri Konsa to John Stones. Now Jude Bellingham, or is it Kyle Walker? No, it is Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker to John Stones. But fouled. I couldn't see who it was, but it was definitely Gyomba who instigated it, and he gets a yellow card. Norbert Gyomba, I think deserved that one, and in fact it was Toney who he rough handled.
Yeah, can't do that. Again, there's no attempt to win the ball. And they're pointless fouls. They're silly fouls, if I'm being honest.
Yes, absolutely terrible. As England get ready to take the free kick. We have now some 5.5 minutes to go until full time. England might still be leading, but for any England fans listening, don't hold your breath just yet, because Slovakia are still going to try everything they can to level the score for England. If things get rather desperate, they're going to have to throw everything but the kitchen sink at them.
Lovely long ball there.
Yes, indeed, and the ball now ending up at the feet of, I think that was Lobotska to Vavro. Vavro with the ball once again, but sent away by Gay. Corner given to Slovakia though, and and it will be Laszlo Benej to take. It will be Laszlo Benej to take the corner this time. The referee's not ready yet. He wants to make sure that that everyone is in the correct position, and I think he's trying to get everything all organised. Baines raises his arm, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but England once again showing their reflexes really well, and Dubravka steps out of the goal to receive the ball.
Not the best delivery there, was it? But it was headed away, and England defending at the moment for their lives right now.
They certainly are, as Lobotka passes to Vavro to Thomas Suslov, but it's over the line, and it's a throw in to be taken by Slovakia to Bevro. But hold on a minute, what was the second ball doing on the pitch? Just as I say, that was a missed attempt at goal by I think that was Yomber. Or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Bojanik. I was distracted by that earlier incident. I couldn't notice that attempt at goal. But try and piece these things all together, Paul. The attempt at goal by Bojanik, and why on earth were there two balls on?
I don't know. Perhaps one of the ball boys had thrown a ball on twice. I'm not sure. The ball should have really been played across there rather than shot towards the side netting. You're not going to beat a goalkeeper of Pickford's quality from that angle.
Thanks. Thanks for clearing up. Thanks for clearing up the mess there, Paul. As Dubravka passes to Norbert Gyomber. He's been one of the standout Slovakia substitutes for me. As Lobotka passes to Skriniar, and we now have some 2 minutes to go until full time. So Paul, you might want to start getting your thinking cap back on and deciding who your player of the match will be, as sponsored by.
I have it for you. I have it. So whenever you're ready, just ask for it.
As sponsored by Commentary Services. So it's now with Barrow. Barrow passes to Suslov, and a lob, I should say, by I think that might have been Gyomber, but yet again it is another miss, and in fact it was headed away by Kyle Walker. Or was it actually deflected by Hatchko? No, it was a Hatchko deflection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, came off Hatchko last.
Slovakia are getting desperate, and no wonder. We now have less than 60 seconds. So, Paul, your player of the match, who is it?
So I've given the player of the match to England's Jude Bellingham. Not really because he deserved it, but because he's had the most significant impact on this game with that goal. So today's player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to England's number 10, Jude Bellingham.
Yep, congratulations to him. As Slovakia continue to play, it's back with Suslov. England are throwing everything at it. They're just building up the wall so high that Slovakia just can't get through. It's Tony to Cole Palmer. We now reach the 120th minute. How many minutes will be added on? We'll let you know. It's Ivan Toney. But it blazes over the bar. It could have been the match winner. And that was just so close from the England number 17.
Yeah, it blazed a bit over the crossbar. Certainly an interesting effort there.
Just as well, really, because 1 minute has been added on. You were saying, Paul, quickly?
Yeah, Tony, I expected to do better, really, from there. Scored plenty of goals there for Brentford last season.
20 seconds to go. It's surely too little, too late for Slovakia. Although we have seen matches being decided in shorter periods of time than this. It's Suslov with the ball for Slovakia. This is surely a last-ditch attempt, but saved by Jordan Pickford, and that has surely ended it for Slovakia. And Jordan Pickford, fist pumping. He knows he's done a good job, but I'd have to say, Paul, it definitely is game over for Slovakia, and that's it. And that confirms it. Full time after 120 minutes. England are through to the quarterfinals of Euro 2024, where they will face Switzerland. And Paul, that has got to be one of the most intense matches I have ever done on the TC Hub.
Yeah, I think so. It's certainly been very intense all the way through, very tight all the way through. Slovakia can consider themselves extremely unlucky, given the way this game has fallen. England persevered. They got the equaliser, and they managed to score in extra time. And it really does distinguish the difference between a world-class team and a team that is not world-class, when you can persevere, get the goal at the end. Football is a very cruel game, and it's unfortunate for Slovakia tonight. Those England fans may cheer, and England fans may cheer up and down the country, but they know they're going to have to be playing better than that when they face Switzerland in the quarterfinal. In answer to Hattie Blake's earlier question, which we never really got round to, we are covering the game against Switzerland in the quarterfinal. It'll either be myself or Nick that covers the game.
I will actually be unavailable for England.
Probably going to be me then
on Saturday. Yeah.
It'll be me then, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to. I think you'll have to check with the boss on that one. But everyone can breathe. But everyone, including Sue, can breathe a sigh of relief that England are through. And the final word has to go to JB. Yes, never I've been ran through the mill as England have put me through. Watching England should come with a heart warning. I have to tell you a couple of times. I have to tell you a couple of times. I actually did not know what to say. It was just so intense.
It was. For England, they kind of stuck with it, and they got there in the end. They're through to the quarterfinals, and that's what's important. So I think what you'll see now is I'm hoping you'll see a different England team in the quarterfinal, but we'll see how it all lays out.
Yep, that's right. Certainly, we have 2 games for you tomorrow for the round of 16. Nice. And a tasty little derby to start things off. France against Belgium, neighbours but rivals, with Paul James and Mike Harneman on commentary for that one. And later on, Paul will return for Portugal against Slovenia. This time as co-commentator alongside Jack Hesson. Before we go off air, Paul, last word to you. Summarise this game.
Well, it wasn't the most entertaining game to watch. In fact, it was quite poor at times. But I think it was very, very, very intense, as you rightly said, all the way through. As it looked for the longest time like England may be going out. They looked out of ideas, but Jude Bellingham stepped up, got the equaliser. And then the quick goal in extra time by Harry Kane avoided that dreaded penalty shootout that England have become so used to over the years. They get the victory. I consider it to be quite a lucky victory, but they get it nonetheless. And they'll face Switzerland in the quarterfinals on July the 6th, and that is going to be a tremendous game. We hope that you'll join us for that one.
Yes, certainly. We thought we were going home, but football may still yet come home. Good night.